Morning, everybody. Wanted to give you a quick moment of truth. We're going to pick back up in Genesis where Eve was talking to the serpent, and the serpent, asked, and it's in 2 and 3, or actually the serpent talks in 3:1, where he talks to Eve, and it kind of introduces him as being the most cunning of all the animals. But anyway, he comes in and says, "Hey, did God not say you could eat from everything?" And she said, "Of all the trees we can eat except the one in the midst of the garden. If we eat of that, or if we touch it, we will surely die." And I want to remind you back in Genesis 2:17, where God, the word of God, told Adam, God's words came out and said, "In the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die." He didn't say anything about touching the fruit. And I think this is where Satan knew he had Eve, because he knew, like I told you yesterday, he knew that he was there, I believe, when Adam and Eve were given dominion over the earth. And Satan had got an attitude. He's like, these little creatures, and I'm this magnificent, wonderful angel, and I'm still having to do what God tells me to do. And they're given this dominion. They're given this whole earth. And if you'll see a lot of the promises in God, they're kind of if-then statements. If you do this, then you'll be blessed. If you do this. But on the dominion deal, God just gave them dominion. And the only thing he gave them was one commandment. And I think it's kind of funny that, not funny, but ironic, whatever the word is, but if you think about when the commandments came, there wasn't one, there was 10. And we can't keep those. So anyway, that's a whole nother note. But Adam told Eve, we can't, I don't know, I wasn't there, so I don't know if he said, look, you can't even touch it. Don't even touch it. But the word of God says, don't eat it. And so if you look in John 10:10, Jesus said, the thief comes only to steal and to kill and destroy. And I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. So you see the two polar opposites. One is a thief that's coming to steal, kill, and destroy, and Jesus giving abundant life. So, there's a choice in life all the time, which side you're gonna be on. And so Eve was deceived. They say that Eve is deceived, and Adam, it was counted as a sin for Adam. And I kind of want to clear that up, because, I say I've got to picture stuff. So this is, I kind of put myself there as like a fly on the wall, and just looking. And Adam and Eve, you remember they were naked. If you have read Genesis 2, they were naked and not ashamed. And when they were walking around in the garden. And so I kind of picture just the glory of God over them. And they're more spirit driven. There's spirit, soul, and body. There's 3 parts to all of us. And Adam and Eve were walking in the spirit. So they were more spirit conscious than body conscious. So they could see the glory of God. I don't know, but I'm thinking it was glowing and it was magnificent. And they're walking around and they're powerful beings. They had one commandment, and the serpent came, and he couldn't just take a frontal assault on them, because in earth, they were all powerful. If you think about, Adam and Eve had been given the power, the dominion over everything that was on the earth. So if Satan kind of came at them at a frontal assault, Adam and Eve could have said, "Whoa, I bind you." They could have taken him out. So he had to kind of sneak around. That's why he kind of slippery snake kind of thing. They had to sneak around and get them to freely disobey or be deceived. So when Eve said, "We can't touch it," then the snake's like, got her. I got her. All I got to do is get her to touch it. And when nothing happens, then she'll bite it. And that's kind of what I'm thinking is that when Eve said, we can't even touch this thing. And so when she reaches up and grabs the apple, and I get mad, it wasn't an apple, it was a fruit. We don't know what it was. And so she reaches up and grabs it. It was good to look at, and she looks at it and touched it, and she don't feel anything. Nothing happened. And the sad part is Adam was standing right there. It kind of makes you want to slap him. that, stand up for your wife. I mean, that's a whole nother deal, but she grabbed the fruit and was holding it and nothing happened. And Adam's looking, well, nothing happened. And so then she bites it. And I think whatever spirit was alive just instantly died. Because on the day that you bite it, you're going to die. So that the glow or the glory of God or whatever was on her, her spirit died. And Adam saw that. So Adam's standing there. Eve can't feel it. She don't know that, her spirit, man. I mean, I guess she couldn't tell. She may have said, well, something's different. But, maybe it was just because she was tasting the fruit. But anyway, Adam saw that spirit die on Eve. And she handed him the fruit. And when she handed him the fruit, I believe he made the decision to follow Eve instead of following the Word of God. And when he did that, that's why, and I mean, again, I wanted to get you to think, this is kind of what I've come to, and I've prayed about this and I've kind of studied it out, but when, it says that Eve was deceived, but Adam sinned. And so I believe that Adam sinned. She was deceived to bite. But Adam knew better because he saw it and he bit anyway. So he knew Eve had changed. He knew something happened and he was looking at it because he was still alive in his spirit. And when he bit the fruit, he died. And when that happened, Satan had him. So that's enough for today. I always really want to have a quick kind of a Bible lesson just to get you thinking. I mean, I'd really just want y'all thinking about it during the day. Really anything, just studying the Bible. Because it's so full of cool stuff, and it will help you through your day. But thank you again for stopping by, and I will see you tomorrow.